All right, time for the winter beasts. Of course, this is gonna be your niche edition. At this point, you probably watched the designers. If you haven't yet, I'm gonna have it linked up here and also in the description of this video, so check out the designers. But today, it's all about creativeness without constraint. The top best niche fragrances for winter 2025, 2026 are up right now. Welcome back to another video, ladies and gents. Max Forti here. If you do love to make a great and lasting impression, smelling good is a great way to do it. You came to the right place. We're going to talk about, it's going to be a top 15. Of course, it's mainly a top 12 countdown, but I'm going to give you guys a few honorable mentions to rock, which I'll be rocking, of course. I'm really looking forward to wearing them. And of course, merely suggestion on my end. If you guys want to check them out, hopefully they'll give you the same rate of success as they give me. So kicking off the list here, we're going to do one that's going to be a great honorable mention. If you do have a sweet tooth, you like them sweet, check out Crumble Me Softly from the house of 𝗕𝗓𝒍𝒂𝒄𝒌, Turkish brand. This is going to be one of the best gourmands I put my nose in the past few years. It's an incredible gourmand, very well made, very well comprised. It does resemble a nice chocolate chip cookie, but there's so much more going on here. I get a lavender note, there's a sweet, creamy tonka and vanilla kind of undertone that is just so captivating, so alluring. That's how I would describe this. A great gourmand that's very alluring and just delectable. 𝗕𝗓𝒍𝒂𝒄𝒌, Crumble Me Softly. If you do have a sweet tooth and you love gourmands, this is a very well comprised gourmand. Like I said, one of the best ones I put my nose on in a very long time. The next honorable mention here is going to be from the house of 𝗕𝒐𝒻. Now, hear me out. If you want a fragrance that's going to last all day, sometimes, you want something that doesn't, really last all day. You want something that's going to be good enough for 6 to 7, maybe 8 hours, a full work day or whatever. If you want a fragrance that's going to last a whole day and then some, these fragrances are beasts. I'm telling you, they're like an entity. This is 𝗕𝒐𝒻 Cuivre, which essentially translates to copper incense. It's an incense-based scent, smoky, resinous, oudi, just very, very spicy and very, very resinous. So if you don't have a problem with something lasting long, it smells amazing though. You have this really nice, spicy, creamy, woodsy, sandalwood and incense vetiver base. I love this stuff, but again, I have to be in the mood for it because if I wear this, it's gonna be on me for the whole day. And sometimes you get sick of it. So for that matter, it's an honorable mention, but when I'm hankering for a really nice incense type scent that's very resinous, smoky, and long lasting, this is a great one to choose. If you haven't tried the brand of 𝗕𝒐𝒻, definitely check them out. They're from Oman and they are very good in quality and of course, performance. And the last honorable mention here is going to be a limited edition, hence the fact that it's an honorable mention. And this is going to be from the house of 𝗕𝒐𝒻 Parfums, US made brand. And this is of course Passion, and it's a limited edition made for Scent Explorer, which is of course a niche perfume event that happens every year in New York City. This is the 7th annual. And this is an incredible passion fruit, amber spices, and there's this Passion kind of a liqueur that has this passion fruit, kind of a boozy accord, boozy, fruity, and ambery, slightly floral. So if you haven't tried this fragrance, definitely give it a shot. I love this stuff because it's limited edition. There's only 300 bottles. It's in my honorable mention, but it's something I'm going to be wearing very, very much so, very heavily throughout the winter time, all the way into the springtime. It is an incredible base scent, very festive, great for the festive, the season that's coming up, the holiday season. It's one of those. Speaking of Scent Explorer, if you haven't registered, I believe at this point you're watching this video, it is late November, which means we're about 3 weeks or so away from the official winter season. So that's why we're doing this list. And of course, we're about a week away from Scent Explorer, the International Niche Perfume Event of the Americas. If you guys haven't heard of it, please go check out the description of this video. You're gonna click on the link, which is gonna tell you everything you need to know about Scent Explorer. I believe it's completely sold out at this point. So if you haven't registered, you won't be able to attend this year. I'm sad to report, but we cannot wait to see you if you have registered. And of course, I look forward to seeing you next year. Every year, the event gets better, gets bigger, it's nicer, and it's not a massive event like 𝗙𝒐𝒻's, for example, or Beauty World with thousands and hundreds of brands. It's a slightly smaller event with 120, 130 brands, which means what? It's more personable. You can really, understand the brands, understand the people behind the brands, creative directors, perfumers, content creators. It's a very, I like to call it the niche passion event. That's what the event is all about. Hence the fact Passion is one of the fragrances that is inspired to do, a collaboration with from this house of 𝗕𝒐𝒻, which is also an American brand. Coming in at number 12, this is going to be one of those transitional scents when it gets, from colder to really, really cold, but this is a little bit more subdued. It's a very green, woody, and spicy type scent, kind of paying homage to the old great fougères of old. This is a great scent that I love. A lot of brands A lot of fragrances nowadays are doing that. They're combining modern twists with old school fougères or chypres. This is a great green fragrance. This is Verdot from the house of Elysian. I talked about this fragrance. It's one of my favorite discoveries of the year. Incredible, woody, spicy, green, lavender-like, mint. There's a lot of great, components here. This is, an everyday signature scent type of fragrance for me. In the winter time, I love wearing this when I'm, having the urge of wearing something that's green, aromatic, fougere-like. And I do love to wear those fragrances. This is one of those that I'm going to be wearing very much so. Day wear, casual settings, kind of like I'm wearing today, no tie or nothing like that. Just, a winter day, but not a very cold day or more of an indoor type of a day. This is going to be one of my go-tos at 12 spot Verdot, a great fougere type scent with a modern twist that I definitely highly recommend you guys checking out. Not only this fragrance, but the brand itself. Coming in at the 11th spot, this is going to be a leather-based scent. As you guys know, boozy fragrances, fougères, leathers, tobaccos are the notes that I love. This one here is going to be called Russian Leather, and it's from the house of Memo Paris. When it comes to leathers, they do a great job. What I love about Russian Leather is that it has, of course, this old school vibe to it. Doesn't smell dated, but if you do love fragrances of old, like Polo Green, for example, from Ralph Lauren, it's gonna have resemblances of that fragrance. But all in all, it's a very powerful, and smooth at the same time leather type scent, which is just great. It has this very powerful opening, but it gets calmer, creamier as the fragrance develops. There's definitely leather here from beginning to end, but you're gonna get some really cool, creamy and nutty notes. There's also a sandalwood note here, which makes it very creamy. Russian leather, if you do like them powerful, that's gonna give you a presence when you walk in and when you leave a room. It's like one of those statement making scents. Russian leathers definitely wanna check out at the 11th spot. If I really want a great leather to rock in the winter time this year, Russian leather is going to be one that I'm going to be looking forward to rocking in the next few months. Top 10, coming in at number 10, a candied fruit, dried fruit, saffron, musk, patchouli, sandalwood, musk, and vanilla. One of the best leathery, creamy, fruity, oody type scents to rock in the winter time. I'm not saying that lightly. This is going to be, of course, Symphony from the house of 𝗦𝗏. And I spoke highly of this brand. 𝗕𝗏𝗙𝗌𝗏 is my favorite from this line, which is basically a very nice, nutty leather fragrance. This one here, an incredible fruity, oody type scent. It's got fruits, dried fruits, candied fruits, gorgeous oud note here that will surround the composition from beginning to end. Slightly rosy and saffron leathery kind of undertones, but a very easy to wear oud fragrance. If you really love the note of oud, definitely check this one out. But if you getting into oud, this is a great segue into the note of oud because it's not going to be hard to wear, number one. In fact, it's going to be very pleasing, very compliment-inducing, incredible oud-based scent. Symphony is a great name for it because it's going to wear like a perfect song on your skin. Guys, check this out from the house of 𝗦𝗏 Symphony. If you love a great oud-based scent, definitely check this one out. If you're getting into ouds, it's a great way to get into ouds without being too animalic or fecal or barnyardy. This does not have those qualities. It's very slightly medicinal, but done to perfection with those dried fruits, the saffron, the creamy sandalwood, patchouli, and musk that it has in the base. Wears beautifully on skin, and again, it's gonna get you a lot of compliments and positive attentions. Coming in at number 9, this actually made in my top 5 favorite fragrances to wear in the fall. I'm gonna pour this into the winter time, for those days that I'm feeling a little bit sensual. This is sensuality in a bottle. If you love the note of iris, which I love, from the house of Dustin, this is Love Flame. Again, made my top fall, and rarely I do this, but if I love the fragrance so much and I wore it so much the previous season, it might show itself in the following season. Since it's a top 12, this is definitely gonna be one of those. And it sprayer's great, the bottles are great looking, and the scent is absolutely heavenly. Again, mouth-watering greatness here, guys. Sweet, spicy, ambery, and that iris note here is buttery, it's creamy. It's gonna have you at hello. If you love fragrances like Dior Homme Intense, Valentino Uomo, the old school one, Uomo Intense. If you love predominantly iris-based scents that are very sensual, and this is androgynous, a lady could rock this perfectly. Again, I get a boozy effect up top, almost if there's like a rum note in here, like a whiskey. It's amazing, guys. Love Flame. If you haven't tried this one, guys, do yourself a favor. I'm telling you, I don't stir you wrong. This is sensuality in the bottle. For the fall, winter time, and even spring. I think summer is the only season I wouldn't rock this, but you could potentially rock this as a signature scent. If you love the note of iris that much, this is a great one. If I did like a top favorite iris base, holy grail fragrances of all time, this will be in the top perhaps 10, and maybe even 5 at this point. It's really good, guys. Now, coming in at number 8, this is a fragrance not for the faint of heart. Now, this is a powerful bomb of a fragrance. This is like Dior old school leather oud meets corals from Yves Saint Laurent and the niche, version of that fragrance. This is from the house of Arquis Parfumeur. This is 𝗕𝗘𝗙𝗦. Try to say that fast 5 times. Trust me, it's not easy. Very dark, deep facets, very animalistic. Beast sprayers on this one, guys, but I'm telling you, this fragrance is beast mode. Incredible smelling. Tons of animalistic notes here. Civet, castoreum. You must like animalistic fragrance. This is one of those fragrances that I only wear when I'm really craving this type of a scent profile, or when it's really bitter cold out. I'm gonna be walking outside in the city, going from place to place. This is not something you wanna wear heavily if you're gonna be indoors, because I'm telling you, the first 30 minutes or so, for some people, it's gonna be a little bit unbearable because the animalistic facet here is quite strong. Not for the faint of heart, not for everyone. You must truly appreciate animalistic facets and notes in your fragrance. Besides the hyrax, the castoreum, and the civet animalistic facet that it also has some really cool notes like latex. It's got some floral components, some sweet and spicy resins, and some fruity accords that will make the fragrance better as it progresses from the 30-minute mark. It becomes smoother, creamier, and much easier to bear. I really enjoyed this fragrance. Again, to me, this is like a fruitier version of corals meets leather oud from Dior, La Collection Privée, the old discontinued leather oud. So it's an incredible scent if you do like animalistic fragrances with a sweet floral and ambery undertone. 𝗕𝗘𝗙𝗦 from Arquis. Again, the name is not easy to say. It's like a tongue twister, but the fragrance is absolutely a masterpiece. Coming in at number 7, this fragrance, an old favorite of mine. I've been wearing this since 2018 when it was originally released, and this is going to be a gorgeous oud and tobacco fragrance with some slightly vanillic undertones, heliotrope, which adds this almondy kind of a facet to the fragrance as well. Tons of spices like ginger, coriander, cinnamon, for example. And this is a staple for me for the holidays. I love this fragrance, and you should definitely give it a shot if you like what you hear. It is that good. From the house of Amour Oud, this is Oud Tabak. Gorgeous tobacco notes, some spicy notes, ginger, cinnamon, heliotrope, which adds this almondy marzipan kind of a facet to it. This is like you're sitting on a leathery couch, with a cigar in your hand and a gorgeous whiskey or brandy or cognac. It smells that good. There's somewhat of a boozy effect here, but it's mostly that tobacco with the resins, the benzoin, the vanilla, and of course the spices. This is incredible, amazing. If you want a great fragrance, one and done for the winter season, and you're gonna smell very assertive and well put together, Oud Tabak is definitely one to consider. And they're not that expensive. At the 7th spot, I think you get a lot for your money with this particular fragrance. Now, this next fragrance is going to make 2 lists for me besides this one. So 3 altogether in the next few months. It's gonna be in the top best discoveries of the year and also in the top best releases of the year niche. This particular fragrance, if you love the note of coffee, this is not a must try. This is a must have. If you do love the note of coffee, I'm gonna say it again, this is a must have. One of the best coffee-based scents ever created, period. From the house of Lorenzo Pazzaglia from Italy, this is Coffee Passion. Guys, I talked about this fragrance already. I talked about it as one of my favorite discoveries. And by gosh, this is incredible. This is like a roasted coffee, beans in the background. And then as the fragrance develops, it has this creamy, like this coconut milk infusion. It's coconutty, it's creamy, it's slightly sweet, or quite sweet for that matter. As it dries down and develops on the skin, it becomes like this gorgeous, creamy coconut caramel macchiato. But the opening, it's like I said many times, it's like someone is grinding coffees or roasting coffee beans right here in this room. It just takes over the whole room. Right now, the whole room smells like a gorgeous coffee note. So if you do love coffee, guys, definitely get your nose on this one. I'm telling you, this is perfection for the note of coffee. It captures the coffee essence to the T with that gourmandy coconut coffee, creamy caramel macchiato, transition and dry down. It smells absolutely incredible. And it's very festive also for the holidays. Like I talked about, you want those kind of fragrances for Thanksgiving, for Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. If you want to feel festive and delectable, if you want people to perceive you as someone that's playful, definitely wear this particular one, Coffee Passion, or some of the other ones that I talk here. They're borderline gourmand, they're more playful, a sweeter kind of a variety. This is definitely one of those. Top 5. Next up is going to be one that in the dead of winter, it's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. And I was really in between this one or Overture, which is also one that I love, which is leather, whiskey, very dark and very resinous, but I chose to go with this one, which has been a minute. It's been a couple of years since I've wore this. So I'm really looking forward to revisiting this fragrance. I sprayed it the other day and I loved it. So it was a colder fall day. So I can't wait for the dead of winter to rock this one. The fragrance is blue. It's one of the blue beasts. This is 𝗦𝗔𝗩𝗘, but this is the Black Iris. This is the one, this is actually Renaud Salmons, the creative director of the brand's first order of business. When he first got the job as a creative director of, 𝗦𝗔𝗩𝗘, he took the Interlude Man, which is again, the original Blue Beast, which really is a separate entity. If you spray that fragrance on your clothes, it's gonna be there for weeks. On your skin, it's gonna be 40 hours. All joking aside, the Blue Beast is insane. This one here, he made it a more universally appealing, adding this gorgeous iris note. Again, I'm not gonna spray it here on the room because it's gonna take over the whole room and it's gonna smell it for days. So you need to really be in the mood for this one because it's got the oregano note up top, the resins, very dark. There's an oud facet here. It's very woody. It's very smoky. Fire pit. It's gonna melt. I mean, if you gotta like them, resinous, smoky, and weird. This is gonna be a very weird scent. If you smell this for the first time, most people are not gonna like this one. This is for the true niche head, someone that's a connoisseur that's been smelling fragrances for years. The average person, the teenager, the Gen Z person is not really gonna be into this fragrance, to be honest with you. But if you love them resinous, smoky, and a little bit weird, guys, with the oregano note up top, the iris here from the heart to the dry down really makes a difference, makes it very creamy. There's sandalwood here as well, but the iris here is done to perfection. Calm things down after the first 25, 30 minutes, making this to me a staple in the wintertime. Dead of winter, late December, January, and February, I love rocking this fragrance. That's why it's in my 5th spot. Could be higher in the list, but because I don't wear it as much, I really have to be in a hankering for this, but it's an incredible fragrance. And nevertheless, again, another masterpiece at the 5th spot, Interlude Black Iris. Released this year, 2025 release. I talked about this fragrance already. I love this fragrance, and the more I wear it, the more I love it. But I'm gonna tell you, you have to be in the mood for it, number one, and it has to be really, really, really cold out for you to rock this fragrance, especially indoors. Caution on the sprayers. This is a beast fragrance. It's gonna last a long time. If you spray your clothes, be warned, it's gonna stick and be with you for weeks. So this is the 4th spot here. I love this fragrance. This is boozy up top, cade oil, smoky, resinous, a coffee, suede, guaiac wood, and amber, kind of a dry down. This is a beast mode type scent. Another one, Mouths of Oman Luxury. We just talked about 𝗦𝗔𝗩𝗘 from Oman, another Oman. This is Oman Luxury. So back-to-back Omani fragrances. This is 𝗬𝗘𝗙. Of course, I talked about the House of Ojjar before as one of my also honorable mentions, also from Oman. So as we see Oman's really making their strides here in the world of perfumery, 𝗦𝗔𝗩𝗘 really opened the doors for them, but there's a lot of brands coming from Oman, and this is Oman Luxury's 𝗬𝗘𝗙. I love this stuff, guys. Since I started wearing this, beast sprayers, by the way, this is one of those fragrances that the first 30 minutes are going to be, again, very trying. You're gonna get this boozy, cade oil, smoky, very resinous kind of a profile. Most people are not gonna like it, but the magic begins after 20 to 30 minutes. It gets really nice. You get this awesome smokiness and woodiness to it. You have this really nice, ambery, sweet, and spicy kind of a accord that comes to fruition, comes to the forefront. That smoky cade oil goes to the back. You keep the booziness of the fragrance throughout the whole life, but then it gets ambery, softer, creamier, spicy. It's always a beast mode type scent, but it does get easier as the fragrance develops. And to be honest, there's nothing really even to compare this to because it's its own thing. It's exactly what I'm saying. Very boozy, very resinous, smoky, incense-y, ambery, and musky, slightly animalistic in the dry down as well. This, like I said, guys, it's a beast fragrance, 𝗬𝗘𝗙, one of my favorite releases of the year, but I have to be in the mood for it as well. But it's one of those secret weapon type fragrances that I know if I rock this, I'm gonna turn heads. 𝗬𝗘𝗙 from the House of Oman Luxury at the 4th spot. Coming in at number 3, this is one that I don't need to spend much time on it because I've done a full review for you guys. If you missed that review, I'm gonna pop it up here and also link it below. Go check it out. This is from the House of 𝗦𝗙. This is Notorious XO. This is all you need to know is whiskey, leather, sandalwood. Absolute perfection for a great cognac, boozy, creamy, leathery type scent. This is a beast. The way it smells, it is absolutely incredible, guys. You wear this fragrance, you walk into a room, you're gonna command attention. There's no two ways about it. Coming in at number 2, this fragrance to me is a wow effect fragrance in the bottle because it has all the notes that I love. We're talking about spices, we're talking about rum, so there's a boozy accord, a leather accord. You do have tobacco here. This is a fragrance that pays homage to the olden days of New York City when it was called New Amsterdam. If you don't know about this fragrance, You are under a rock because I've been talking about this fragrance for a while now, since last year when it was introduced from the Empire State Collection. This is Provenance, gorgeous vessel here, very architectural. The bottle sits perfectly in there. The caps are magnetic, so very good quality. The sprayers are amazing, and the fragrance is beast mode. Again, oh, it smells amazing. The whole room is going to smell like this fragrance now. It really is beast mode. You know, Q is a brand from New York, and like I said before, all fragrances from Q fragrances are absolutely beast mode. They do last a long time. They're comprised right here in the US of A. And this particular fragrance pays homage to the olden days of New York. It's got all the great stuff that was ported into the city back in the day. And it smells like old money, guys. Again, spices, boozy note, tobacco note, leathery facet. This is a beast. But it has all the notes that I love, guys, and I absolutely love wearing this in the cold season, especially when I'm in New York City. This is a fit to measure when it comes to New York City, guys. Absolutely fantastic. If you want to smell like old money, if you like what you hear, guys, check this out. Try it on skin. It is a very powerful, beastly type scent, which is true to a lot of fragrances here on this list, which for the most part, they're not going to be for everyone. But again, you don't want to smell like everyone. So if you want to smell like everyone, then a lot of these fragrances are not going to be for you in the first place. But if you want to be unique, if you want to be your own thing, guys, Provenance is absolutely that fragrance. And last but not least, let me get a drum roll, please. This is going to be my go-to. I'm particularly wearing this fragrance right now for dressy situations, evening attires. This, ladies and gentlemen, it's incense, black pepper, red berries, red fruits, sandalwood, patchouli, resins, oud, amber, and vanilla. Coming in at number one, guys, is going to be from the house of Joe Milano. This is going to be Roll It number 5, their niche line. Guys, this is absolutely beast. Very nice fruity oud with, again, those red berries, the raspberry, the strawberries. It's red, you know, to captivate those red fruits. It's golden red because the gold is the oud representing all the woods, you know, the saffron, the leathery accord, the oud note here, the sandalwood, the spices, and the red is for those berries. I'm gonna actually be rocking this fragrance today. And this is beast mode, guys. This is one of those fragrances that is just absolutely amazing. It's gonna make you smell like $1,000,000. From the line of Roll It, this is the most daring fragrance. So to me, this is the most quote unquote niche-like from the line because number one, it doesn't smell like anything else. There's a smoky incense here along with that patchouli that will give the fragrance an earthy quality. And then in the base, as things really progress and transition on skin, it gets really ambery, creamy with the sandalwood, sweet with amber accord, the resins, the benzoin, the vanilla. It is fire, guys. Like the call of the bottle, red fire, amazing for the winter time. I'm loving this fragrance. And again, it's one of my go-tos for this winter of 2025 into 2026. Hope you like these 15 choices. I gave you guys some incredible honorable mentions and a great top 12 to get you smelling better than everybody else around you. Trust me, these are great. They're tried and true. If you have tried any of these, let me know. And of course, share your lists with me in the comment section. Love to read what you guys are rocking, perhaps discover something new myself. I'm not gonna bore you with Black Friday deals. Of course, there's a ton of them as you saw from the title of this video. Check out the description of this video to get all the deals, discount codes. All the details are gonna be right there for you. I'm your guy, keep you in the know on all things fragrance. If you do enjoy the channel, show your support by leaving a like, subscribing if you haven't already, and of course, hitting that bell so you get these videos straight into your feed. I'll see you right here with another video very soon. Take care, see you next time.